Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. We are the Abrahams. Thank you guys for always sticking around. If you're new here, you are very much welcome to this Abraham family, the family of blessings. Please do well to subscribe, click the notification button, like and comment, share. Let's interact together as a family. So quickly, we want to give a review on the feminist point of view of the movie Anikulapo by Arolake. I'm sure you must have heard the movie trending, making trends. So we are not here to do a full review, even though my husband is a screenwriter. We'll probably do that another day. And your comments and how you engage this post can make us know if you like that kind of content, of course. But what we are concerned about, because if you know, in the Abrahams, we are concerned about raising family values, love, relationship, marriage, and also godly standards. So this is one of the reasons why we are doing what we are doing now. So we are reviewing the feminist viewpoint of the movie Anikulapo. So in the movie, there's a female character that is one of the main characters called Arolake. And I'm sure you would have seen it making rounds. Arolake was stupid, Arolake was foolish, this and that. So in the movie, Arolake had stumbled upon the power of life and death, and she had given it to her husband willfully, so that the man can use it instead of her being the one using it. And in the end, the man, became pompous, didn't treat her well, so as such, and then again, well, and many people felt like. So, babe, what has been the feminist view that has been making rounds on social media?
Also, for people are angry, upset, offended as Arolake for having such great power and giving it to the man, so-called man, to use it instead of her taking it up and taking responsibility for it and using it herself. People are really angry about that, and they feel like she deserves what she got at the end.
For being foolish, some for being stupid. So what do you think about that?
I find that curious because, first of all, for me the film is contextual. Now, once upon a time, in those ages, our forefathers and our ancestors, it was mainly a patriarchal society. Yes, so whatever the wife had to be in a very direct and authoritative way submitted to the man, and then submitted, not just even submitted. So, and it was demanded by the society. So I can understand why Arolake will probably do that with respect to the context of the film. It's not a new age film, it's nothing to do with present day, it's what used to happen. Of course, we are redefining all of that now, but then this is what held sway, and I feel like that's why Arolake, part of why Arolake did what she did by giving that is it an amulet Ado, or talisman? It's
Yoruba word. It's called Ado in Yoruba. The English, I don't know, but it's actually a little whatever.
Amulet.
A little whatever. It's just something that was the power of life and death.
A little gout. It's a gout.
Gout, yes.
Small.
Small gout. Okay, so I think that perhaps in the movie, if you guys have watched the movie, and if you have not, maybe after now and you watch the movie, you would understand better. I think that's why you see in the movie there's the role of Shola Shobowale. She was a wealthy businesswoman, but they had mentioned that she left her husband's house about 7 years earlier. So perhaps they were trying to show that kind of society, that it wasn't that many women who really wanted to be independent in those days have to leave the umbrella of staying under a man. Do you know? So perhaps that was why, because she was an independent woman, she was well known in society and everything. But our concern today is the viewpoint from which many people have viewed that character Arolake and relating it to contemporary society. Just like my husband said, taking it out of context. So many people have said Arolake was stupid for giving her husband the power of life. Now that could represent whatever, anything that could represent. Maybe she found the money somewhere or something, that could, and then many people say she was stupid. A man, in everything in this world, you have to go and give a man. Now what we want to say today is that we want to draw you people to the root of what is the problem of many of the relationship and love issues in the society, using this movie as a point of contact. Do you get? So if you ever watch this movie, from the start, this man that Arolake was with was a man who was sleeping with a woman old enough to be his mother. Now fine, the woman offered him help, and then the woman also offered him her body willfully. But the responsible man will know when to say yes to an offer and when to say no. Do you understand? So, because it wasn't stated there that the woman had used charm on him to take away his willpower, to mean that his willpower was still very much available and at his disposal to use. But because of the gain and benefits he had with it and everything, he felt okay with it, and he kept having an affair with this woman who was old enough to be his mother, even after he was warned. I think the role that Mr. Macaroni played in the movie had warned him to advise him that, how can you be sleeping with this man, that kind of thing, and meaning that it was a willful decision. Exactly. Now, not that one. Second thing, Arolake was a king's youngest wife, who was facing some challenges in the king's home. And this guy was recommended by his sugar mommy to go to the palace to supply ashoke. Ashoke is a native way that the Yoruba people used to sew clothes, traditional attire, to supply to the. And when he got to the palace, the youngest wife of the king had looked at him, you know, in a kind of lustful way, that kind of thing. And then he finished selling his goods and he was going home. And the youngest wife of the king at that time, which is Arolake, hijacked him in the forest, and then they had sex right there in the forest.
For me, I think that was more. It looked more like rape to me.
Trust me. What will we call it now?
But you're still right. The guy.
What's the guy's name, Seth? Saro was a grown-up man. Do you understand me? And one of the reasons why it wasn't rape, it was willful actually. So let's not even put the word rape at all in this context. It's out of context. It was willful because after that they kept having that affair. She would sneak out from the palace to go meet him at night, and then they will have the affair, they will have sex and everything. Now guys, this is the real issue, because many of you people who have said Arolake was foolish, was stupid for being, how can you give man, guys, this is why many people have bad relationships. The Bible says that if the foundation be destroyed, what shall the righteous do? Now you are eloping with a man who was having an affair with a woman old enough to be his mother. You eloped with a man that you had an affair with while you were still traditionally married to your own husband. See, it's not about the challenge or no challenge, but you must understand that in life you must own up to your decision. I always say that the hallmark of adulthood is responsibility, being able to be responsible for your decision and knowing that the consequences of your decision, you will also own up to it. Okay, so we have mentioned that this guy was having an affair with a woman old enough to be his mother, and then you, the lady, you seduced him in the bush, and then your relationship started on the platform of sex, because she just jumped at him on him in the bush there in the forest, and then they had sex right there, and then they kept having sex. It wasn't like, oh, we're building friendship or this and that. Now my question is, what do you people expect to happen? That the guy Saro will suddenly become a saint and he will suddenly stop being who he is? Because that's who he is. He has manifested it in 2 dimensions already that we can see in this movie. So I wasn't surprised, and I'm sure my husband wasn't, when after they got to that other village where he was using the power of life, and then they became wealthy, and then he started marrying women and started looking and started becoming proud and pompous, because this is who this man has always been.
Just manifested.
So what we are saying to you, instead of you joining the trend of people who say, oh, a woman is foolish, a man, because if people make it look like every man out there is some stupid scapegoat who does not have reasoning capacity to do what is right. The problem is, which kind of man are you following? You see, ladies, you see, many of them want to run away from this point and then come and talk about that other one. It doesn't work like that. This is the foundation. So you're with a guy who has, you said you are the main girlfriend, but he has 3 other side chicks. And he's not even married to you. Now when you marry the man, perhaps, and then you say as a way of submitting, you see, if you do the right thing to the wrong person, it will still be wrong. So it's not so much about doing the right thing, it's about who are you doing this thing to. That is why the Bible says that which soil are you sowing your seed to? Because it's not just about sowing the seed. The soil where you are sowing the seed matters a lot. Do you understand? So my point here is, I think you people are taking it out of context. I think the people doing that are taking it out of context to say that she should not have given her man. How will you give man the power that you have that is supposed to make you strong? This and that. It wasn't about the power she had to make her strong at that time. Because at that time, like my husband explained, it was a patriarchal society. And if she had given the man that thing, because really at that time, it was more visible for a man to use that kind of thing. So if she had given the man that thing out of willingness, there was nothing wrong for the man to admit that, this power I'm using, it came from my wife. My wife is actually the source of this power. Some men could have done that if he was a selfless man. Yeah. It wasn't that thing that made him to start marrying ladies and sleeping with the girlfriend and then having first wife, second wife, third wife. Whether that thing was present or not, sometime, someday, he would still have done those things that he did. It just takes a little comfort. Yeah. Once he has a little comfort, he would still have married the second wife with the hiding under the pretense that Arolake cannot give birth. Yeah. And then after that second wife, he would still have married another third wife like he did in the movie. He would still have desired to marry a fourth wife like he did in the movie. So you guys must understand the foundation of things and stop jumping. So a woman can submit her power. Like something about, I'm not saying she, in the 21st century, I'm not saying she should just relegate her purpose and talent, because marriage is supposed to come together to help you fulfill your purpose. I'm saying that a woman can still willfully submit her power. When she gives it out to that man who is white, the man then in fact the man then shows her off. The Bible says the woman is the glory of the man. So the way it says as Christ submits to the church, as the church submit to Christ, woman submit to your husband. And what did Christ do? Right now you are not seeing Jesus, right? But many things that we do, it is us human beings that we are doing it. We are the face of Christ, whereas it is Christ that is giving us the power and enablement. That's how it ought to be. So if a woman comes and says, my husband, I found this thing, it can help you to raise life, and then the man gives it back to her, if he's a responsible man, and he shows forth the wife as his glory. Do you understand? So I don't think what Arolake did at that point was what was wrong. It was the foundation and the nature of man that she has chosen to live her life with. Babe.
I also want to, in addition to that, say that there is a problem, there's a fundamental problem with the way we see marriage today, and it's worrisome, because if a wife cannot trust her husband enough to give him something that is precious to her, there is a problem.
Yeah,
it's a big problem, and that is what is being peddled around. You can't have a successful marriage where a wife has something that is very precious to her. She feels, look, I have to marry. It's just mine. It's mine and it's mine alone. The other one to say, look, what I have is mine and it's mine alone.
Exactly.
You stay on your lane. It's no longer married. It's just people living together.
Exactly.
Maybe an agreed
roommates.
As roommates, not living together. You do your stuff, I do my stuff. Yeah. But a place where I, as a man, I can bring what is mine and I can entrust it to my wife. Babe, I want you to handle this. I've got your back. I've got your support. Yeah. Whatever it is, in whatever case, in whatever way you succeed, you want to go and succeed, I've got your back. Yeah. I'll be with you. And you can, and the husband can trust that the wife will not run away with what he gave her.
Exactly.
Or the wife can trust that her husband will not run away with what she gave him. So this foundation of trust that is lacking in relationship is going to metamorphose into lack of trust in marriage. And in the end, you will complain that people don't actually have good marriages, that there are no such thing as good marriages.
Yeah.
Because these things are grounded in God's law. The Bible says, submit yourself one to another. So yes, it's a marriage, and the Bible says man is supposed to be the head of the home and all of that. But even then, it doesn't mean that he's one supposedly super authority. God is the ultimate authority in that marriage. But once we relegate the place of God, they feel like, look, the man has his stuff, me to let me run my own business, have my thing, let's be living together.
Like, I don't understand the individuality that people portray into marriage. You see, guys, if you want to do this marriage thing, do it right. If you don't want to do it, it's not by force. You don't come into marriage and still want to own your... I'm not saying don't own your individuality, but in marriage, we own individuality collectively. Do you understand that expression? We own individuality collectively. You see, so today people get married and they say, we don't want to live together. You rent your own house, me rent my own house. Why did you even get married in the first place? When you could live your life as a single person, be happy, be fulfilled, be purposeful, and just enjoy your life, sleep when you want, wake up when you want. Like, does it even make sense? Because people want to portray this individuality. So one of the reasons why they're asking women, you know, and I want to write a write-up about it. One of the reasons why they're asking women be successful, we do this, is to show your husband that she's. Come on, that is not the purpose of marriage. My husband supports me in the things that I do. I have a conference coming up now. My husband has been the major sponsor of my conference. Yes, my husband will carry my bag in that conference, help me carry my shoe while I'm up there ministering to people, blessing life. And trust me, I was speaking to my leaders the other day. I said, I have never invited my husband as a guest minister before in any of my conferences, and so far I have had 4. Yet, not for once has my husband complained. Rather, it will be the technical, and he told me this in the courtship. He said that I recognize the call of God upon your life, and I will carry your bag while you go to preach to the nations. He said that to me.
I'll say that again. So you will not say that he's making that up. Yes, I said that.
He said that in courtship while we're dating, though. And he has done it again and again and again and again.
And that is the duty of every man. Actually, if your wife is called, whatever it is that God has called her to do or she wants to do, it's your duty to support her.
Yeah.
And not think that, look, if she makes it now, she's going to become a threat to my. I don't have any sort. I know my wife loves me and I trust her so much.
Exactly.
I know that even if she makes it tomorrow, whatever, we're still together.
We're still in this together.
Whatever.
So the point I was trying to make is that each of us can be successful without being a threat to one another. We are owning the individuality collectively. So I don't really know how to sing. That's what my husband does. He sings, he writes.
He does well singing, I mean.
But really, it's not on, you understand. But when it's time for my husband to maybe release a new album or something, I encourage him. Babe, what I've been troubling him to, like, babe, do this thing, worship experience, do it. And he encourages me too, so I can become successful. When I'm out there, everybody see me and say, wow, this is successful man. He can be out there, but when we come together, it's our glory. Do you understand? That's what we're trying to let you guys understand. Our glory, our success. Do you understand? Our success, our money, our investment, our house. You see, this extreme nature of individualism that we are portraying is going to ruin marriages. And just like my husband said, it's because people don't trust themselves. Now, my question is, why would you commit your life in marriage to the person that you don't even trust?
It's no point.
There's no point. Stay alone. Stay alone. Live your life to the fullest. Alone as a single person. Because the moment you call it marriage, that means you have involved God's ordinance. And if you break that ordinance, there's a punishment for it. The Bible says that he that breaks the edge, the serpent will bite. So, I think we want to round up now, unless you want to say something else. So, the foundation we have said is, the kind of person you are married is most important than the things you are doing. Many women are frustrated today because they are trying to do the right to the wrong person. You know, I wrote it the other day. What is this person? This person you are marrying to that doesn't believe in romance, doesn't believe that a man needs to help a woman, doesn't believe, and you knew all these things from the relationship. You now marry him. Which magic were you expecting to happen? You now be running from pillar to post and say, hey, marriage problem, husband problem. Really, you people are the one giving yourselves this headache.
And then you bring the complaint that marriage is scam, all men have come.
Exactly.
Marriage is nonsense, it doesn't work.
The man doesn't believe in putting in the work to make a marriage work, for instance. There are men who don't believe. They believe that it's just the duty of a woman to make a marriage work. So they can go out and drink with visionless friends from 6 p.m. or 4 p.m. when they close till 2 a.m. in the middle of the night and waste them. When they come back, they don't have money, they don't have anything. Because they feel that and they still think that the woman should be doing the work. You must get married to somebody who also believes that he needs to make his own marriage work. Before you marry that person must have sustained that mindset that when I marry, my wife will enjoy. I must make my marriage work. You too, as a lady, where you were as a single person, you were also thinking it. When I marry, my husband will be very happy. I make my husband happy. I'll be a successful woman to make my husband proud. So when both of you come together, this is two like minds coming together to achieve similar goals or the same goals. It's not somebody that say, oh, Billy, who is a woman? A woman is just a punching bag that you just used to do housework and stuff like that. And you are coming with a different mindset. Did you understand that? So we have said that the foundation, the person, trust. My husband said there's no point. In fact, there's no point getting into it if there's no trust. So, in summary, give summary in relation to the movie, what people are saying about the movie. Conclusion.
People saying, well, generally.
So the point, that feminist view that she was this thing, is not the major point. You people have missed.
Yes.
The foundational issue.
Yes. The first one was, like I said, it was a patriarchal system. Contextually, but you look at the film, that then this and that. In the end, funny enough, Arolake got the girl back, but what did she do?
She poured the power away.
Poured it away. How about that? So you take a successful man's stuff, you take everything of that and make it successful, carry it and go and burn it in the fire, and then in the end you slippers, between slippers I used to walk in. I mean, it doesn't make sense. If
you really thought about that self, when you eventually collected it back from the man, take it with you and go away now.
You make a life out of yourself, but it just shows the kind of mindset
showed that Arolake was not old
from the start. Yeah.
She was looking for wholeness in the man. So even whether she had that power of life or death or not, she would still have not felt old, because she felt that her wholeness could only be achieved in that man. Do you guys understand? So it's also important that you are.
And in marriage,
old.
Two old people come together. It's not
two broken people.
When we mean whole, we mean people who are confident in their values, in themselves, who know what they want in life, and they are going to pursue it. Not someone that is broken, that is so dependent, is always depressed because she doesn't have what she wants, because she can't get what she wants.
She can't own up to the things she wants, the things she doesn't want.
So two whole people come together. So you work on yourself, make sure that you're a whole person. That's what she said earlier, that while where you are, you're thinking, look, I need to make my marriage, my husband will enjoy me. Your husband is also thinking, whatever, your to-be husband is also thinking, wherever it will be, and look, my wife will enjoy it. The day the two of you meet, you will know each other.
Yeah, that's right.
The day the two of you, to be like two people coming, you will know each other. This is the person I've always thought about when I was musing about my stuff. So, I think we should stop there.
Yes. Quite a bit time.
This already. A lot more to say. I would have loved to say. I mean, technically, talking about the technicality of the film, we are told that Player was disappointed that the film was not chosen to be Oscar worthy, and so on and so forth. I have a lot to say along those lines, but we'll stop here for now. So we'd like you to comment, like, subscribe, and make sure to share this with your friends.
So we come your way again.
We are the Abrams.
Bye guys.